Tell me about SuperDraft, the business and how it got started.
I realised that I needed to match my skills in drafting and design with my online skills. So that's when I saw an opportunity in the architecture space online. There was an extraordinary amount of traffic, people searching for these services, but very little competition, was very poor. So obviously that looks as a great opportunity, and I launched SuperDraft, the website, instantly started receiving leads. Obviously then I had the problem of actually having to service those leads. So I called upon a friend that I knew could help with the quote. We won the job, our first job. It was great, but then I had the problem I didn't actually know how to do it. So I had to consult someone else to actually do the job, and I just basically repeated the process from there. So ever since that point, we've always been looking at scaling, growth. I've never been looking at myself to do the work. I've always trying to get others to do the work. I know that if you're going to scale, you need to build a large team, and everything needs to be cloud-based. So just constantly innovating, building things on the cloud, apps and things like that to streamline processes. And here we are now in 2018. I think we're one of Australia's largest architecture firms. Actually, we turn over 1,000 projects per year. We're actually international now. We're all over Australia and New Zealand. And we're building a true architecture platform that we're looking to launch into the US early next year. That's called ArchiX. And that's really exciting. And that's really a culmination of all the things that we've done over the years, coming to a point where it's a true platform where we bring in clients looking to design a renovation or a new home or a new build, even high-rise buildings. And then we connect those people or match those people with the right architects and designers who are situated on the ground. And those designers connect to our platform, and we actually help manage the project from start to finish all the way through. So it's a little bit like Uber, I guess, like Uber for architecture. That's what we do. And VIZ360 was another company that we've created along the way about 3 years ago, because we identified that the future of an architecture platform is inspiration. The first thing that you do when you think about a project, I mean, normally people pick up a magazine or a book and they start reading, or they go online and they compile notes and they're thinking their ideas and on the couch with a glass of wine. But the future of inspirational design, of mapping out your future renovation or interior, is 3D. It's using 3D, dropping down into a space, walking around, changing the flooring, changing everything live, photorealistic, and then starting a project. So that's why we started developing VIZ360. And 3 years on now, we're launching VIZ360, and it's exploding.
What you said about SuperDraft, about starting up a website, you saw a gap in the market, thought, I'm just going to start a website and see if I can get clients. That is an awesome philosophy. Tell me about that, and how did you think, it's almost like, how did you have the balls to do that?
It's a bit of a gut feel. I mean, I knew I wanted to start a new business, another business, and go back to my core strengths and skills, but apply the recent learnings I had with web and web marketing. So I did that. So design and drafting. People aren't searching online for engineering, they're searching online for architecture. So yeah, I built SuperDraft, the website, leads started coming in instantly. Then I just had to figure out how to actually quote and then do those jobs. And because that was the business model, there was always going to be other people doing the work. I just had to set up a system that enabled us to ramp up the marketing, receive more projects, service the clients well, provide a good price point, and then get good people to actually do the work, and we share in the fees. So that's the model that we've rolled with ever since, and now we're looking to build a true platform, and we're actually already an international company. And I think, at least Australia's top 3, it could even be Australia's largest architecture firm actually by number of projects. We do over 1,000 projects per year, from renovations to new homes, developments, even high-rise. So we have over 300 architects and building designers.
What is it that SuperDraft offers that other firms in this area don't? How do I find, why would I go to SuperDraft?
We offer a very good turnkey solution. We actually take the client from start to finish, and we provide all the services that are required. So because we have a large network of designers, we're actually able to easily match the client's project or their needs with the best designer. And then we have a full-time support team to sort of guide them along the way. If a client's project falls over for any reason, we're able to switch the designer. So that's a big advantage. I mean, normally when you're doing a job with a tradesman, if that tradesman falls over or goes on holiday or gets sick or drops the ball, you're usually stuck. I guess there's safety in numbers aspect to SuperDraft. We're a full service-based company, and we provide awesome technology as well. Like, we have our own 3D VR platform that can enable a client to experience a home. So I can bring up an example here. of a home where you can literally walk around your home. This is a CGI-based tour of a home, of an apartment. You can see what your home's going to look like in 360, and we can actually allow you to change the flooring and the walls. We've also created some amazing interactive 3D technology, which allows our clients to be able to actually drop down into their proposed design via web, but also desktop application, mobile phone apps, even VR headset we can build it for. And this is an example of our desktop virtual tour where you can freely navigate around the space. If I just use the motion here, freely walk around the space, and you can use this from a laptop or a desktop PC, but then you can start customizing it. You can change the flooring. See, and these materials are actually loaded directly from the client's specified suppliers. So yeah, everything's interactive. Even the bench tops here, we can change the bench tops. Everything's interactive. You can flip up and navigate around into a different space. Drop down over here. And then, we can even interlay custom views, drone photography, everything. Anything's possible. We can do this for any project. So it's this technology that really does set SuperDraft apart in particular. This is called VIZ360. And VIZ360 is a general 3D VR company that's riding the wave of the VR wave at the moment. So both companies are in a really good position, and we're really excited about where we're headed.
When you were navigating, just navigate around there again for me. And the detail in the chairs, the files, the desks, it looks way more real and realistic, I guess, than I've ever seen in anything before. Is this, even seeing Danny's desk chairs, the way you've got the detail, I wouldn't know if that was a photo.
This was built from a floor plan. So all we did was took a floor plan and a basic brief and some imagery from their website, and we created this, a virtual interactive tour that's published to everything, including VR. So it's the ultimate way to experience a product, a place, a design. That's the future, and we've built this platform, and that's something that all our SuperDraft customers get, and VIZ360 as well. It's general 3D VR.
Again, I'm coming back on price point. How expensive is this for either a consumer or a business?
Interactive 3D, it's surprisingly cost effective. So, for a couple of $1,000s, we can get a basic project started. But it's a service-based offering. So depending on the size and complexity of that will determine the price. But it's affordable. It's affordable for the everyday consumer to be able to model their proposed design in 3D. If they want to experience their new home or their project before it's built. I mean, no one goes to buy a car or a caravan or a boat, do they, before actually sitting down in it and experiencing it. So it seems crazy that people are still building homes worth $500,000 or even $1 million or more without actually experiencing it like this. It's crazy. When we have to live in it and work and play in it for 30 years or longer, it's critical. So to spend a few $1,000s on that investment, I believe is critical.
How did you get up setting up VIZ360? Did you see it as an area that was working to help SuperDraft, or did you see it completely as a separate thing?
Well, it originally started out being a technology for architecture. It's the perfect technology to be able to experience a home. It's architectural models have always been quite crap, excuse the French. But this technology is photorealistic, it's interactive, and it's available on all devices. So obviously it's a match made in heaven for architecture. But once we launched it, we seemed to have a lot of different businesses and applications coming to us wanting to use this technology. We did a bit of research into the wider market and realised that the general 3D VR market was the future. Everything was shifting from 2D to 3D. So that's when we decided to brand it VIZ360. And launched a partner model which allowed other people, entrepreneurs, anyone that wanted to get involved in this industry. We actually set them up with a partner license, and they can actually, we give them setup and training, and they can actually go out and start distributing our services to businesses for the wider market. So whether it's builders, real estate, product suppliers, even shoes, clothing, everything is shifting towards 3D. So there's an extraordinary opportunity there for anyone that wants to start a new business to enter this market with VIZ360.
Now you've got is that the camera behind that does most of the modelling inside an existing house? Yeah. Is that what you use to?
So this is a entry-level 360 camera that allows us to capture, and our partners to capture 360 photography of a place or a space. So it's great for real estate. It's great for capturing boats, museums, even weddings. So 360 content is one of the main drivers or main content pieces within VR, but also web as well. So yeah, you can take this camera out, point it down, click shoot, send it to VIZ360. We'll package it up and make it look beautiful, put in custom interactive features, and then publish it to the web. And businesses can then embed those into their website and share them on Facebook and all sorts of things, and VR as well.
So you can purchase a partner license. Tell me about that with VIZ360.
So VIZ360, we're riding the wave of the 3D VR wave at the moment. It's booming. So what we've done is we've created an opportunity for anyone that wants to enter this industry, whether you're an entrepreneur or even just an amateur looking to start your own business. You can become a VIZ360 partner. We'll give you full setup, training and support, everything that you need to enter this market, which is forecasted to be a $100 billion market within the next 4 to 5 years. So I mean, you can do some research. It doesn't take you long to realise that the growth of this market is exponential, and we have amazing products and services to offer our partners to be able to enter this market, and it's very, very affordable. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realise that this is going to need good content. This content requires 360 photography. It requires 3D modelling. And that's exactly what VIZ360 technology does, and that's exactly what our partners can offer businesses and other places as well.
Now, I remember going to see a movie starring Michael Douglas and Demi Moore back in 1994, Jake, and it was called Disclosure, where it showed me the first time, I think the rest of the world, virtual reality in a business sense, where they were looking at files with their hands, going little headset on and checking out files, doing this sort of stuff. That was in 1994. I don't know of anything since then that's really happened that's changed now in 2018. Why is it 1994, nothing happened, here we are 2018? What is different now?
So there is, well, on the surface it seems like not much has changed, and from a consumer's perspective, yeah, sure, there still is a lot of limitations around the accessibility of VR, but there is a lot has changed. A shite load has changed. So essentially it's technology. The thing that's caught up, see back then it was the vision. People could see the vision. They could see the future. But unfortunately technology and the whole ecosystem around that to enable that across whether it's internet browser speed, whether it's the smartphone hardware, the lens technologies, like all those technologies that need to come into play weren't quite there. So, but now they are. They're here, and the biggest companies in the world, Facebook, Google, Samsung, Oculus, which is Facebook, all those HTC, they're all investing literally billions of dollars to fast track the evolution of this technology so that it's ready. And what consumers really need is they need something that's a bit like the iPhone. Smartphones were around for years, but it wasn't until the iPhone dropped where it literally had everything that a consumer was expecting. It was just sleek, it was easy to use, it was fast, it had access to apps. That's the key, is good content. When iPhone dropped, that's when consumers said, yeah, this is awesome, and that's when it picked up. And VR is pretty much at that point right now. And you'll see, if you don't take my word for it, you can see from research reports, one that was just released actually just yesterday, which PricewaterhouseCoopers, they're saying that in the next 5 years, VR could be as big in the US as Netflix is now. So there are all the big research firms are all saying that VR over the next 4 to 5 years is going to be as big as Netflix.
Are you finding this with investors? I imagine investors is a key part to continue your business, to continue the research to make it happen. How are you finding investment?
Investment would definitely be a key part of our international expansion as we go. We are very much wanting to fund a lot of the things off our own back, and I think that's a very healthy thing for a business to do, is to not rely on investment. So we've been crunching away on the back end, getting everything ready, and doing the hard yards ourselves. But yeah, we're definitely very close to accepting another round of investment.
Okay, going back to your first quote back in 2011, now to having 1,000 jobs a year, how did you then become such a successful business operator of that? Is this something that you found mentors to guide you in?
Yeah, I mean, look, in the early years, yeah, it was a lot of hard work. It was a nightmare. Like, the first few years of any business is a nightmare. Like, you work 12 hours a day, you don't pay yourself anything, and you got to figure things out. So I had to go through that process. I was very good at apps and cloud-based systems and web, so I was very good at winning work, and I was very good at being able to manage them on the cloud. So obviously I found myself some apps and cloud-based tools that could manage the projects. I was good at recruitment. I had some experience in recruiting people, so I was able to source and recruit people. I'm pretty good at sales. I'm pretty good at inspiring people to act. So I was able to get people on board. And obviously, I can't do everything myself. I was fortunate enough to find a great business partner that we both clicked, both able to work together very well with Mark Deacon. We just, it was like yin and yang, and together we're really able to scale the business up. And we then moved into the East Coast, and it just grew from there. If you want to give good advice on a design, you have to actually go out and see it. And that's something that we're really trying to offer clients, is a free on-site design consultation service for those that are really ready to go ahead, or in the process of actually starting a design. We can send someone out there, take them through it, give a scope and a quote, give some advice. I think that's very important, and that's something that we definitely sets us apart, I think.
So where now for SuperDraft?
So we're preparing to launch our international architecture platform. It's called ArchiX. So we're looking to launch into the US early next year. And ArchiX really is a culmination of all the things that we've learned and put together over the years. So it really will enable anyone, anywhere in the world, to start a project or browse around our design ideas, start a project, and then we can actually take that project from start to finish, all within an app website. And we aim to be the world's largest architecture firm, completing the most projects, and we've already got to that point in Australia. So if we keep going the way we're going, I don't see why we can't be that in the US and then globally.
So to fund such a project, is it all done through SuperDraft, or is there investors required?
Because we're pushing the boundaries with growth and we're always innovating, all of our profit does go towards growth and innovation. So we are actually open to funding at the moment. That funding would be used towards speeding up the development of our platform, hiring a few key people to help us move into the US. Sure. So we are open to funding, and I mean, look, funding is, if we really want to be a true global platform, obviously funding is going to be critical. I mean, you look at any of the big platforms in the world. I mean, you take just one of the biggest ones, Uber. They've literally had tens of billions of dollars of funding. We're not talking millions, we're talking billions. So potentially, if we want to be the same scale, we're going to have to certainly have tens of millions of dollars in funding in the right areas, and we're getting to a point where we can set a plan for that. So we're open to investors and talking to investors now.
Competition in America, is there anything like what you have at the moment? Are you starting something new?
We're definitely one of the front runners. I mean, I don't know of any other platforms that have the same model and vision as ArchiX. I can hold my hand on heart and say that, especially with the 3D, interactive 3D element mixed with our back-end project management system. That's unique. We've proven in Australia to really be dominating in the architecture and architectural drafting space. So looking into the US market, it's very, very similar. Architecture is a dinosaur industry. It's labelled as fragmented. There's no dominant players. There's no dominant platforms. So yeah, and we don't need to be number one. It's a $200 billion a year industry, and if you look at the construction market, it's a $10 trillion a year industry. So obviously you don't need to be number one to be successful. We could be number 5 in the world and still be an amazing, multi-billion-dollar company.
What's the 20-year plan?
What we're building here is a platform that enables people to take an idea through to reality. And when you think about that concept, taking an idea, an inspiration, and actually executing it into something real, you can actually apply that to anything. So our vision for ArchiX is to create a platform that takes an idea through to construction or through to build, and that's why our tagline is create your dreams. So while we're focused on architecture to start with, our system, our technology can be applied to many different areas. So that's the future platform for ArchiX essentially will be a platform that can take your idea to reality. So create your dreams really is what we're about, applying it to architecture, but in the future other things as well.